Well, here we are working on yet another week of Droughtlander. Yes, we are at 17 weeks of no new Outlander episodes. However, we trudge on and move forward thanks to our stars and other people involved in Outlander and their incredible shares on things that are happening behind the scenes in their lives, and strangely, a little nepotism. So, my first share of the day here is from Y Entertainment, and it is about the couple next door. And I'm just going to read this first paragraph here so you can get an idea of what's going on. Exclusive, Channel 4 has defended the provenance of the couple next door amid concerns from producers that it was penned by the husband of the UK broadcaster's head of drama. Two sources told Deadline that the couple next door has been a talking point in the British drama community in recent days after producers joined the dots between Channel 4 drama chief Caroline Hollick and screenwriter David Allison. Now, the article does go on to explain that in the beginning, Hollick was the one who commissioned the couple next door, and this was back in March. She's also the one who said that the series would be addictive and an emotional roller coaster. As you read, you'll find out that in the beginning, the screenwriting was not being done by her husband. Once he took over, she recused herself from the process. However, it's the optics here. There is a husband and wife team on opposite ends of creating and making sure that this show ended up on air. And so the question of nepotism has been brought up. Now, as I'm in the United States and just talk about television and movies and books, I'm not involved in the process of creation. I definitely don't know how things would normally be run across the pond when it came to new shows being developed. It does, however, look as though as soon as there was a little bit of consideration by Hollick, as she did recuse herself from the process once her husband did take over the screenwriting process. Once her husband became involved in the screenwriting process. How this affects anybody's future, I couldn't tell you. I can tell you, though, the couple next door had over 1 million viewers on night 1 and 800,000 viewers on night 2. So it doesn't seem to be hurting them too much to have this out in the open. And it doesn't seem like anybody was purposefully trying to twist the system to get their way. It just looks bad. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Again, I'm out of the loop as far as the creation, especially in the UK, but it doesn't look like anybody was purposefully trying to be dishonest or get someone a job in the family. And since I seem to be starting with the couple next door, I'm going to go ahead and go over to a behind the scenes image that Sam shared while filming. I do believe it's one that we haven't seen yet. And then here we have Sam on the beach roughing it, obviously. This one is shared by Outlander Forever. Outlander Forever says, looks like they had a great day at the beach, and this is a repost by Channel 4, The Joys of Filming on a Beach for the Couple Next Door. Stream all episodes Monday 27th. We already know that stuff. But it's just a little behind-the-scenes image that Sam took, and it looks like he did share quite a few. So let's take a look and see how fun it was to film this miniseries. All right, Elle
has come up with a new
what you can see.
As you can see, the jean and sweatpants.
Yeah. They're definitely doing Christmas.
All the young ones wearing.
Is it important that Pete wins?
This
because
is
I can't.
beach chic.
Saying I don't know how we're going to shoot it. Someone will be.
Yeah, so I mean they're doing beach scenes in a time where it's very chilly. So of course there are layers upon layers between shoots.
The Australian is not used to a beach.
This is not a beach.
As you can see, we've got a nice selection of snacks. Sand, nachos.
Well, yeah,
sand,
I love grapes. And little
sand, crouton
cherry
things.
tomatoes.
I've
Yeah,
done a lot of work.
it's not a bad spread.
No, it's not a carpet, it's a towel. Yeah. The joys of filming on a beach. This is the shell box that this young lady's been collecting. It's a nice little bowl of shells you've got there, Al.
Yeah, and there's a shell game.
And
if you collect the ones that look like this, you can trade them for paper flowers.
Wow, that's lovely.
You have to get 15 to get
I have to say, I contributed to most of the shells.
most of the shells. You kept putting broken ones.
Broken?
Yes.
They weren't when they put them in. Thank you.
Right. Okay, press 0. 0.
Hey.
Hi.
Happy Duck Productions. Ducks apparently do fly.
Well, they're with their inflatable
The
and
duck
it's
has
windy.
made it to the ocean.
Happy duck.
The ocean, it's the happiest duck.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they've got looks like one of those tiny vans where you've got a little house on wheels, which I kind of dig. Probably stay warm and out of the wind. I do feel bad for these actors who have to film when it's terrible weather, but trying to pretend it's a nice warm day on the beach when it is obviously not. More power to these actors for not dying of like influenza on day one or, oh, it's just awful.
I don't see. There we go. Pressure.
I personally was when I was growing up, soccer was my game. Football to you over the pond and probably every place else. We in America are like, no, we're gonna call it soccer just to be jerks while we're measuring in feet because why not? But soccer was my game when I was a kid. I did play American football and street hockey and baseball, but soccer was my jam. I was even on a team, and if I had a picture, I would show you. But I promise, my mother still has little trophies. We were champs, so trophies. And then, of course, the participation trophies and whatnot. But we had the first place ones. And on that note, we are going to move along to another Sam post. This one having to do with a holiday or a celebration of a day that in no way affects me, but I have no idea what it is, but it seemed important and well, it's a video that Sam made, so of course I'm going to share it.
Hi guys, happy St Andrew's Day. Yes, it's the 30th of November, St Andrew's Day in Scotland, patron saint of Scotland. What better way to celebrate your holiday season with some Sassenach Spirits? Go to sassenachspirits.com to get yours. Happy St Andrew's Day.
Oh, well, see, I learned something new. The patron saint of Scotland. Yes, that would be important to celebrate. Glad I paid attention, and now I know a little something new about Scotland, which really is kind of the whole point of watching Outlander, right? That and spectacular kneecaps. Speaking of spectacular kneecaps, I've got a message here from Graham McTavish. The man loves to recommend books for us, and with the cold season coming upon us, being indoors, snuggling up with a good book is often the way we get through it, and a really great way to get through Droughtlander. So let's find out what Graham thinks we ought to be reading to get through the winter.
Hello there. The sun is going down here in New Zealand, and I thought I'd just like to talk a little bit about some books because I've suddenly been rediscovering old classics that I've really enjoyed in the past. So I want to share those with you. So there are 6, but one counts as 3 books. So it's a bit of a cheat. But anyway, look.
We got Lord of the Rings there.
Here you go. Get a load of this. Yes. Mervyn Peake, Titus Groan, Gormenghast, and, sorry, excuse me 1 second, Titus Alone. A trilogy like no other. One of the great feats of the human imagination. Just wonderful, 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 wonderful books. I read them when I was 19, and I've just rediscovered them. So it's something I would really, really, really recommend. It's almost impossible to describe, but it's just great. Okay. Then The Woman in Black by Susan Hill. Some people may have seen the play, but it's a cracking ghost horror story, if you like that sort of thing. And I do sometimes. It's short, but it's chilling. It's good. Okay. Talk about chilling. Death at the Priory. This is a true story. Love, sex, and murder in Victorian England. What could go wrong? It's a detective story in a way about a true murder that happened in 1875 that's never been solved.
Oh.
And for all you sleuths out there, which I am one, I highly recommend it. And then finally, one of my absolute favorite classics, Tom Jones by Henry Fielding. written in 1747. A picaresque novel of a gentleman called Tom Jones and his life and experiences. It's just delightful, nice and thick too. So you could enjoy that over the Christmas holidays. So that's it. Pick one, pick them all, read some, read them all. Hope you enjoy them.
Yeah, Graham does like to introduce us or reintroduce us to books, and sometimes he gets a little long-winded about the story, so I'm glad he kind of made that one short and to the point. But yeah, some great suggestions as the winter months are upon us, and sometimes there isn't a lot on the TV for us to be entertained by. Sometimes the movies that come out aren't really our thing, so always a good book. And if you're one of the people who have not yet read Outlander or the full series at all, this is a good time to get started too. Ask for them for Christmas or find the deals because there's always deals this time of year for the books. Start with book one, work your way through, and enjoy the differences and the extra flavor that comes into the story thanks to Diana Gabaldon's just inventive and creative writing. Her impeccable research. It's all good. It's all good. You like the series, you're gonna love the books. And then I do want to run back to Sam real quick. He's got a message here about the couple next door just for us. And that is this Sam Heughan, behind the scenes, couple next door, because he's been great with giving us behind the scenes images, and there are a few. Thank you for tuning into the first two eps. It was a great success. The drama continues next week. That's this week, obviously. And I don't know. So just ignore that part. Uh, Channel 4 or catch the whole series to stream on More 4. They did share quite a few images here, so why don't we take a look and see what we've got. There's that van that I think must be useful for staying out of the bad weather when they're on shoots. No, I think we might have seen some of these images. Yeah. Well, we've had a little bit of Sam, a little bit of Graham. I'm going to do one more Graham, and then we're going to move on to some of posts by the ladies. Now, as we know by now, Graham started his own line of beverages, and Graham says, more than chuffed to be included in Fred Minnick's list of top bourbons for 2023. I'm so proud of what our company has achieved since we launched just over 3 months ago. Thanks to Paul Novelli and Connor Whiskey, and of course, for including us in his 2023 Top 100 list. The man himself, Fred Minnick. And yeah, so here it is, though. He is included in this list of top 100 whiskeys ranked for the year. And at the bottom here it says McTavish bottled in bond, 100 proof, $75, which I have to mention is less than what we have to pay for Sam's. But that's neither here nor there. Bottle count unknown, but confirmed more than 500 bottles, category bourbon. Notes, first celebrity bottled in bond to the market, owned by Outlander star Graham McTavish. And it's distilled in Indiana, which makes me feel like this is the one I actually ought to go try first because, well, I'm in Indiana. I wonder if it would be easier to get hold of here or not. I don't know. Anyway, I will see if I can find out because one of these days I am going to get one or two of these bottles and I'm just going to do a shot here and let you know if I think it's decent or not, or if you're a drinker or non-drinker, how you would be able to handle it. Because at one point I was a drinker and nowadays I am just not. So it'll be funny to see if I choke and can't breathe because of whiskey. Yeah, every now and then I have a wine cooler. I'm not a whiskey girl, so we'll see how this goes. Now, of course, no, that is not all. I have just a couple of more things before we go for the day. And this next one is a little message from Caitriona about books. Kind of works out really well with Graham's suggestions for us this week.
Yeah, I can't do a Kindle. I feel like if I read on a Kindle, I don't retain the information. And there's something about seeing the cover and feeling it, and it just resonates in a different way.
Yeah.
But I'm sort of like, I love to go into bookshops. I buy a lot of books and then they sit and look at me, and it takes like a certain time for me to like get in. But I'm very much either bed or sofa, and I need snacks and quiet. And
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can't really disagree with her there. I do have a number of devices that I can read from my phone. I have a tablet. I do not have a Kindle, but I have the ability to get library books virtually or get something from Amazon. I have their Kindle app on my Samsung device, But I don't really own a Kindle, and I don't read off of it as often as I think I will. I have multiple books downloaded, multiple books sitting there from Christmas and springtime to do it yourself stuff to fiction to history to uh, jokes. And I don't read as much on a device as I do when I've got an actual book in hand. So I can totally relate to that. Let me know, do you find yourself a better reader with an actual paper book or on your Kindle? Do you have like 1,000 books on your Kindle and you just whip that sucker out whenever you want to read something? Yeah, just let me know. How do you read? Now, as I've stated before, I don't really get into sharing the stars' personal lives, but Katrina did put this out, and I really do think it's a nice little catch up with her. It says this one is from Caitriona Balfe, and look at them, Katrina and Tony attend the UK special screening after party for Leave the World Behind. Picture by Dave Bennett, and yeah, it's really simple. You can see the lovely Christmas decor in the background. At least it looks like Christmas to me. And of course, Katrina's still got the lighter hair. It is really nice to see a little something of her life behind the scenes. And the
Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop.
Sunny Skeleton, so
Rocking around
incredible
the Christmas
urban,
tree
like,
at
hotels
the
for
Christmas
always taking
party
such
hop.
good care. And she had that sucker on a loop. There was only so many times I was going to play that, but yeah, I actually can relate to that as well. We have a kennel that whenever we go out of town, they're the only ones who take care of our pups. They do a fantastic job. So good on you, Sophie, for appreciating the hard work and care that goes into caring for your pup when you're away, and just appreciating them enough to share it. Now, for my Aussie fans, I did want to share this image real quick. It is about that couple next door, and apparently, you are able to watch it on Binge and Foxtel Australia. Do you think you can see that in the image just fine here? Which are streaming services. I assume if you're in Australia, you're probably aware of that. But I did want to let you know, in case you weren't aware, that you were able to see it right now if you would like. I am trying really hard not to kick on my VPN so that I can watch it, but I think I'm probably gonna cave here soon. If I do, I probably won't do a episode by episode review. I will probably tell you what I thought of the series all itself when it's finished, though. And if you're in Australia, yep, please go enjoy the series now. And I do believe that's everything I've got for us today, guys. I do hope that that gives you a good update and helps get you through the rest of the week. I should have another update by the end of the week, Friday at the latest, to give us a count off on our Droughtlander survival. Until then, please take care of yourselves, stay warm, read a book, enjoy the couple next door if you can, and above all, take care of yourselves. If you'd like to see more Outlander or Droughtlander content, Star Trek content, whatever I've been randomly talking about lately, I did go to GalaxyCon, so there are some rough live streams from that trip. I will tell you that the first day I recorded well, but I'm getting used to doing a selfie thing. I'm not a selfie person, so using a selfie stick to record things on my camera was tricky, and I probably didn't have the best camera action in the world, but I did get a lot of great artists and original artists, I should say, on that video. If you do watch it, more power to you, and I do apologize for the shaky camera work. Day 2 was better camera work. However, I kept getting interrupted by the connection falling and dropping. So that one's problematic for a whole different reason. If you were with me, thank you for watching those. If not, don't worry. If you are still interested in what happened at GalaxyCon, I should be cutting that into something more reasonable to watch later in the week, possibly next week. I think I'm still recovering. It was an exhausting 2 days, and that's not even counting the travel. So until I'm back at the end of the week for more Outlander and Droughtlander fun, check out any videos here, and I will see you there. And once he took over, she recruised herself, as she did recruise. I can't say recuse today.